Hey there, everyone. My name is Keno, and welcome to the Best of World Juniors Championship. This is the first of a three-part series, all releasing today on New Year's Eve 2023. And I have a reason for that. I say it in the second video, but I will say it here too. Now, when I was younger, probably like the early 2010s, late 2000s, so like 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, I watched every World Juniors. I got the new jersey every year from my parents with their because they're friggin' awesome. My mom was always friggin' awesome about the World Juniors. I always got inspired by them. I loved them. I love watching John Tavares and PK Subban and Tyler Myers and Jamie Alexiak and all those different goalies. Yes, I watched the collapse when they lost, and yes, I watched that awesome comeback from Jordan Eberle. It was all fun. I loved every one of those. The reason I'm releasing all of these today, and specifically today, is because this is one of the more memorable days for me, aside from Boxing Day. And I couldn't have done it then because I was so damn busy the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th. No way that I could have even edited and recorded this. And I honestly didn't even have the idea yet. But this is one of the more memorable days of the World Junior Championship for me because it was always the day the United States and the Canadians faced off. It was always the day that they faced off when I was younger. Well, why not also treat you guys with a special video for you? A quick little, hey, here's some treats. You guys have been showing me some great love. I've been getting some great subscribers and getting some great interaction with my videos. So I thought I'd just treat you guys with a quick series. Now, I will say that it doesn't go the way I expected it to, and I didn't execute it as properly as I should have. Now, I'll quickly preface this whole thing by saying this video, although it's the first one, was the last one recorded. Now, I've already recorded the entire tournament. I already know the outcome. It's quite interesting. I'm not going to say a single other thing. It's an interesting tournament. All three videos are going up today. This one, though, I'm creating because I didn't really know what I was getting into when I started the tournament thing. And so in the both other videos, I don't really show you what the roster looks like. I just show you the players via their stats. I wanted to show you the roster. Now, I will be doing this tournament again, a similar style tournament, but basically the rule was that I wanted to use 2 to 3 of the best players from each of the last 10 World Junior Championships dating back from the 2023 World Junior Championship to the 2012, 2020, 2013 World Junior Championships, and take 2 to 3 players. In case of the Russians, I took about 3 to 4 players from each team because they've been expelled for the last 3 years, and I put them into a tournament in a best of 5 tournament, okay? Now, the thing I wasn't able to show were the entire rosters or the lineups, and I know that some people like to see that stuff. So this video, if you're not interested, you can skip it now, but it's going to be going through the rosters and going through what players are in it, okay? So first, we're going to start with the Canadians. They're one of the most dynamic teams here. I'm going to jump into the edit lines thing so we can see all of the players. Now, I wasn't very happy. I didn't realize that I could edit these lines, even though I've been playing this game for so damn long. I didn't know if editing these lines would actually change it in the tournament, so I didn't really bother. If you think it does, let me know, and maybe I'll just re-record it. We'll see. I also mentioned at the end of the tournament that if you wanted to see re-recordings of it, because I can change the first round matchups, let me know in the comments down below. Also, if you're liking this video, please leave a like. If you're interested in more of this and you're excited for the tournament, please let me know in the comments down below, or by leaving a like, or by subscribing. If you really like it, just let me know. But for the Canadians, we have Robert Thomas with Connor McDavid and Mitch Marner on the first line, Bo Horvat, Nathan McKinnon, and Connor Bedard on the second, Lafreniere, Barzal, and Johnson on the third, Quinton Byfield, Mason McTavish, and Barrett Hayton on the fourth line. Now, I tried to take, again, 2 of the best players from each of the tournaments. In some cases, I took 3 because I wanted to get each team to 25 players total. So on the defense, we have Shea Theodore with Cale Makar, Thomas Chabot with Dougie Hamilton, and Bowen Byram with Aaron Ekblad. So really solid defensive core. And then goaltendingly, we have Mackenzie Blackwood with Darren Levi. And then we'll take a quick look at the scratches because there will be quite a few, including Evan Bouchard, Noah Dobson, Olivia Rodrigue, Shane Wright, and Brant Clark. So it's a little weird. You have to admit that some of the players are a little weird here, but it's because I didn't want to say like, oh yeah, let's take one of the entire like super stacked gold medal teams and put them on this team. I could have done that. We can do remix like a 2014-15 World Juniors best of. What would they do nowadays? You just let me know in the comments down below. But this is a very deep and very stacked Team Canada roster. I'm excited to see. I already know how it's going to go, but I'm excited to see what you guys think of how it ends up going down. Now, let's take a look at the Czechia team. Their forward core is a little less deep than the Canadians right off the bat. Filip Zadina with Martin Necas and David Pastrnak, Jakub Vrana with Thomas Hertl and Pavel Zacha, Radek Faksa with Philip Hedl and David Komp, and a fourth line of Jan Janek, Jacob Lako, and Adam Raska. So you can see they already lack the depth. I believe like the Canadians had like an 85 on their fourth line. We have a 77. So, and then, no, we didn't have an 85. We had an 81 because we had Barrett Hayden, Mason McTavish, and Quentin Byfield. Defensively, it's even weaker. It's Libor Hayek with Filip Hronek, Jakub Sporl with David Juracek, and Stanislav Svazl with Jan Kostelik. The goaltender is Vitek Vanacek with Dan Vladar or Vladash, whatever you prefer backing up. Scratched players, we have Lukas Dostal, Jan Mizak, Jan Bednar, David Nemecek, and Yuri Kulich. So they didn't even, it's not like they even scratched a really good player. There's some good prospects here. It doesn't help them too much. You'll have to see how they do in the tournament. Maybe you'll be surprised. Maybe you'll just be what you expected. We'll see. Team Finland coming up here. And also, yes, I did leave out the Slovakian team. I don't mention that in the other videos, but I did leave them out because I did want to try and get a better mix. And I wasn't too sure of what Slovakian players were. And if I had to create a 9th team, I wouldn't know what to create for the 10th team. If I created like a team Norway or Team Kazakhstan or something like that, and that would take a lot longer to put out the video because I'd have to create a lot of players or find them and edit them. As I said in the in the coming videos, I do edit some of these players. I'll show you more with the Germans and Swiss teams because they were just really low overalls and I wanted them to be a little bit competitive, but I never made anyone more than an 80 overall and I never made it like a stupid boost. So anyways, for Team Finland, we have Teuvo Teravainen with Sebastian Aho and Mikko Rantanen, Rupe Hintz with Alexander Barkov and Patrick Laine. So right off the bat, their top 6 is dominant compared to the Czechs. Matthias Michelli with Anton Lundell and Arturi Lehkonen, and then Eli Tolvanen with Atu Ratu and Capo Kako on the 4th line. So good depth, good deep forward core. Let's look at the defensive unit. Miro Heiskanen with Henri Jokiharju, Esa Lindell with Olli Mata, and Juuso Välimäki with Topi Niemela. Pretty okay defensive core. It's mostly led by the likes of Lindell and Heiskanen. But you never know. Maybe they'll be dominant when it comes to their strengths and their individual attributes. I believe Olli Mata is really defensive. Esa Lindell is really defensive. Henri Jokiharju is more of a two-way. Miro Heiskanen is the definite two-way. Juuso Välimäki is a really good depth two-way. And even Topi Niemela, as I say in my other series, I do edit the attributes and really lower the poise because I don't see it has an effect on the gameplay itself. And I'm able to create more lower overalls with higher individual attributes. It's very interesting. But that's their defensive core. When it comes to the goaltending, we have Jussi Saros and Ville Husso as their goalies. So they have a really dominant goaltending tandem. Not the most dominant, but a very dominant one. The scratches are Mikko Kokkonen, Justus Ennunen, Brad Lambert, Joakim Kemell, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. So they did run with 4 goalies for this one. As I said, I tried to keep it to 25 players per team. So let's see. I believe it'll be the Germans next. So, as I said, I had to edit some players here, and I'll tell you who I did edit. But we have Stützle, Draisaitl, Peterka, Cahoon, who I edited, Reichel, and Sturm. I did edit these guys as well. Like Sturm is a little more, he's got a little bit more hands and a little more defensive and aggressive. Tobias Reeder was edited, Mark Michaelis and Dominic Bach, both of them edited as well. And then Leon Bergman didn't edit Eisenschmidt, and Frederick Teifels on the 4th line. I did edit him, by the way. Getting a little confusing, sorry. Leon Kovanke was edited, Marit Cedar, Oliver Mebus was edited, Leon Hudl wasn't, Jonas Mueller was edited, Fabio Wagner was not. So you see, they don't have defense. They have a 65 as one of their top 4 defensemen, a 78 as their top pairing. Not looking good for them. Goaltending, it's Philip Grubauer, who's pretty good, with Marvin Cooper backing up. So you'll have to wait and see what happens and if they can actually pull off the upset. Tim Fleischer, Dennis Lobach, Philip Maas, Florian Bugel, and Florian Iliash are the scratches for Team Germany. I don't know why they didn't put Florian Iliash on the fourth line instead of Eisenspied. Might have been a coaching choice. Don't know. For the Russians, one of the final 4 teams that we'd be looking at, Kaprizov with Trenin and Kucherov, Kuzmenko with Voronkov and Buchnevich, Kostin with Nichushkin and Svechnikov, Marchenko with Chenikov and Pokolzin. Now, I will admit right off the bat, I did not edit Dmitry Voronkov like I should have. I only made him a low elite. I should have made him a little more, the attributes a little more accurate to about an 80, 82 overall. Will it have an effect on how the series turns out? We'll have to wait and see. Defensively, we have Mikhail Sergachev with Vladislav Gavrikov, Ivan Provorov with Alexander Romanov, and Alexander Alexiev with Nikita Zadorov. Now, right off the bat, they have no depth up center. No depth. They have wingers playing the final 2 center positions. You'll have to wait and see if their wingers can pull them out of the slump, or if maybe their goaltenders, Ilya Sorokin and Igor Shesterkin, both 94 overall, can just shut out every single team they face. It's absolutely insane what happens in the first round, in my opinion. You'll have to wait and see. The video will be coming out later today. And to think that their defense and their goaltending is so deep that they have Andrei Vasilevsky and Pyotr Kochetkov as scratches says something, as well as Ilya Samsonov. We have Grigory Denisenko and Nikolai Nizov as extras. Now, I don't believe I could have put Evgeny Kuznetsov on the team. If I could have, then please let me know, but I believe he was already on his way to the NHL, or not young enough to play in the World Juniors by the 2013 World Junior Championship. Please let me know if I'm wrong. I can always check afterwards, but I want you guys to tell me. But that team is pretty stacked up the wing and at the defense, and especially goaltending. Team Sweden is another story. They have great depth with Forsberg, Pettersson, Nylander, Burakovsky, Kempe, Lindholm, Carlson, Eriksson, Ek, and Raymond, Berggren, Elias Anderson, and Alexander Holtz on the fourth line. That's just great. That's an amazing top 6, a really solid third line, especially with like defensive, like two-way forwards like William Karlsson, and especially Joel Eriksson Ek, whatever you want to say. Defensively, we have Rasmus Dahlin with Gustav Forsling, Rasmus Sandin with Adam Bokvist, and Simon Edvinsson with Philip Broberg. A pretty good, solid, like NHL caliber defensive core. And then goaltending, we have Philip Gustafsson with Jesper Wallstedt. Pretty solid goaltending. When we look at the extras, we have Leo Carlsson, Liam Almgren, Oscar Dance, Oliver Shillington, and Jonas Johansson. Now, if you guys want to see more, because I will say I already recorded it, so I'm not going to be changing it right now. But if you want to see like these players that have to play, I can't change the lines when the tournament begins, but I can edit them possibly now. And if it does stick, then I could put a Leo Carlsson or a Liam Almgren in the lineup. But I still think this is the best thing. And I had to have Elias Anderson, as I said in the following videos. I had to have him because he had the most ridiculous moment for a captain at the World Junior Tournament, in my opinion, or at least since I've seen and started watching them. So let's go to the Team Switzerland, and I will say right now they're not that great. I edited some players here, but we have Kevin Fiala with Nico Hischier and Timo Meyer, P.S. Suter with Philip Kirchhoff and Dennis Malgin, Dario Simeon with Attilio Biasca and Sven Andrighetto, Christoph Berchi with Dario Allensbach and Fabrice Herzog. There just wasn't enough Swiss players. I definitely could have done Team Slovaks instead of the Swiss. If you want to see that, please let me know in the comments down below for the next series. Defensively, it's Jonas Siegenthaler with Janis Moser, Tim Burney with Leanne Bichel, Brian Zanetti with Nico Gross. I definitely could have bumped up Nico Gross, I think. Goaltending, it's Akira Schmid and Luca Hollenstein. You can see right there that they don't really have a team, but will they be able to upset their first-round opponent? We'll have to wait and see. And then scratches are Nando Eggenberger, Noah Delamont, Noah Patanud, Simon Knack, and Noah Meyer. 3 Noahs are scratched currently. That's I can't accept that. Now for the final team, Team USA. They have a really good team, but you have to start it off by saying they have a dynamic top line of Matthew Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, and Clayton Keller, with Johnny Gaudreau, Jack Hughes, and Tage Thompson on the second line, Brady Tkachuk, Jack Eichel, and Alex Tuck on the third line, Dylan Larkin, JT Miller, not Joe Miller, and Cole Caulfield on the fourth line. When you're deep enough offensively that you can pull Cole Caulfield on the fourth line, that's saying something. I will admit, in the series, I didn't think that the Americans had a very deep roster. I couldn't actually look at it, but looking at it here, you can see there's X factors on every one of those players. And unlike the Canadians, who have a 81 across the board on the fourth line, they have Dylan Larkin, JT Miller, and Cole Caulfield as their fourth line, Jack Hughes as their second line center, and Jack Eichel as their third line center. It's a little ridiculous. If I could have added the lines, I would have put the Tkachuks on the same line, probably on the top line with Matthews and Matthew Tkachuk. You'll have to wait and see how it goes, if the Americans will actually use this offensive firepower, or if it was Canada's flops. We don't know. I can tell you, one team in this series with offensive firepower completely crapped the bed. Defensively, Quinn Hughes with Adam Fox, scary. Jacob Slavin with Jake Sanderson, pretty scary. Keandre Miller with Brock Faber, pretty damn scary. Good. That's a super team lineup right there, NHL wise. And then goaltenders, Jake Ottinger and John Gibson. I'll just say this first round is pretty crazy, but that's one hell of a roster. Does it stack up to Russia's insane goaltending and their pretty okay deep depth for defense? Does it stack up against Canada's Connor McDavid, Connor Bedard, Mitch Marner? You'll have to wait and see. The scratches are Jake McCabe, Dustin Wolf, Luke Hughes, Cutter Gauthier, whatever it is, and Logan Cooley. So you can see they even had some really good scratches, especially defensively. Guess part 2 of the series will be coming out later today. It is New Year's Eve today, and I want to wish you all a happy New Year, a great 2024. And if you are going to be joining me on this magical adventure, then please leave us a. This is what I meant by stumbling over my words. This is what I meant by stumbling over my words. If you want to make my 2024 a great start, then please consider subscribing. It only helps me to grow and know what content you want to see more of. Thank you guys so much. I stumbled over every word there. This has been a blast. I'll see you guys when we start this tournament, the World Juniors Best of the Last Decade Decider. See you guys in the first round.